sure that we are giving our customers what they want to buy and we're pleasing our customers. We are making sure that we're doing that in an efficient and an effective way. They want to buy that product for great value for money. We need to make sure that we're providing a return to our shareholders and we're an efficient business and doing everything that our financial stakeholders would be interested in. We want to be a great place to work, fantastic for our people, and we need to make sure that because of the kind of business that we are, we're protecting the environment. We take water out of the environment, we treat it and we return it back to the environment. That's a precious thing. In the long term, we need to make sure we're doing that right, and we're also very conscious that what we do, because it's so incredibly important to people's lives, but also to the economy and to the communities, that we have a very strong sense of place and the places that we serve.
The purpose of this video is to make it very clear and transparent about what the priorities are and the work that we're doing, so that we're not sidetracked by any other activities in our focus in becoming national leader. We want to demonstrate that we're listening to the organisation, and the best way to do that is through the values. So we went through an exercise when we were developing the strategy where we worked with senior management teams across the business to understand what IS looks like when it's demonstrating the values of the organisation. So if it's thinking about customer, one of our key values, and also one of our medium-term goals, a customer focus, what does that mean from IS terms? And our senior managers told us that it's about delivering the right information to the right people at the right time so that they can make the right decisions. Being results driven and competitive is a key part of Northumbrian Water's values and also their goals. In our outcome statements for the next AMP, we're talking about giving customers the best possible value for money and being very, very efficient. That has to manifest itself in some way in IS. In the ethical space, it's about having the right skills within IS and having a clear direction for the team about where they need to evolve and to develop, and also with our supply chain getting the best value from them in a holistic way. So it's not just about saying today we need a SharePoint skill or an Oracle skill. It's about saying over 5 years, this is what our partners do, this is what we do as a function, and that's a real key value for us in our strategy. Another one that we think a lot about is about creativity. There are huge challenges across IS to be innovative, to deliver fast, and as I've said to you before, we've got the complexity, lots of systems, lots of legacy technology. Some of the systems only work on old technology, so at times it appears that IS can be very ponderous and very, very slow to innovate and to develop. So creativity has been a real key theme for us. How do we overcome some of these challenges? And also, how do we work with the organisation to deliver things effectively? From a one team IS and Northumbrian Water working together perspective, it's about IS being in the room when the idea happens. And we've made huge strides in that space over the last few years. So no longer do contracts arrive or systems arrive at the back door and by surprise and we're told to implement them. And also we're trying to prevent this. We just upgrade systems and some functionality is suddenly removed. With the business relationship management model and the partnership approach that we've taken, we're implementing some highly effective products into the business. In the next AMP, the goals might be measured slightly differently, and we're moving to an outcome-based approach to evaluating our services as a business. So if we start with SIM, the Service Incentive Mechanism, the goal for us as an organisation is to be top in that measure of customer service. And whether it's being measured by NPS or by a regulated business, IS empowers the workforce in the same way. We've got to focus our service delivery function on making sure systems are available and performing at the tops of their game so that our customer contact team can manage the customer contact as effectively as possible. And with retail separation, it's about us being the retailer of choice in the future. And that's where the shift of emphasis is going to be. So it is absolutely important that systems are available and performing well, but they've now got to be more aligned than ever to the customer experience. Customer experience is the only KPI where we've said we want to be top and we want to be number one. Other than that, as an organisation, we're saying we want to be top in more regulatory key performance measures than any other water and wastewater company. And we've got a great story to tell in that space as an organisation. We're number one for interruptions to supply. I think it's 4 minutes per property per year. Streets ahead of other organisations, but we want to maintain that position. Within sewage treatment compliance, we've got, again, great information management, good business intelligence, where we're alerting managers and operators where we're within an 80% chance of a breach of compliance rather than after the event. So we need to maintain that going forward in order to be industry leading. Areas to improve: sewer flooding and pollution incidents, where we need to invest time and energy into designing solutions that have that early warning system. Those are real key areas for us as a business. We don't want to be down the bottom half of the league table in those spaces. Climate change doesn't help, so we need to have a real focus on what we do to help in that space. I've worked in a few organisations in my career, and one of the challenges that the IS function has is expressing their strategy in a language that the business can understand. So with Bridges, we've developed quite a powerful metaphor to try and discuss some of this activity in simple language in a way that our customer base can understand what we're trying to do. So the bridge metaphor is quite a good one for me, because we're a water company and we're on a journey and we want to get from one side of the river to another. We started the video talking about some of the challenges, some of the right tools for the job, and the information being complex and all over the place. The bridges are, how do we get from where we are today to that simplified IT function that is supporting the business to be industry leading. So the metaphors that we've come up with across all of the bridges are designed to make that conversation a lot easier with the business. The fourth bridge, we want to find that magic paint that means you don't have to continuously keep repainting, but we want that effort of continuous improvement, that ethos of continuous improvement. So this is about our people in IS. It's probably the most important bridge to me. It's about how we work together, what methodologies we use, what the service is that we provide, and how do we come together to deliver that. So it's about career development for our individuals. What skills do we need in the future? How do we work together?
There's been a shift, I think, in the way that careers are developing in IS. So I think from 2 points of view. First of all, from the technical point of view, our strategy now has so much more direction, focus, and people can see very clearly how they need to develop their skills and their own contribution to realise their own potential from a technical point of view. That on its own is not enough to succeed in the future business. What people also need to do is to develop their personal skills, to be able to engage really well with customers, with their client groups, internal customers, and to be able to really get behind what people need.
The main advantage we're seeing and the edge we're getting with the fourth bridge is that we are seeking continual feedback from the business. We've implemented the MPS feedback system, which is live and comes onto every email and service desk call, and effective communication both within the IS department and outside of the IS department.
So the fourth bridge isn't just about people and customers, there's also other areas to it as well. So we're continually thinking about our environmental impacts, so not just within service delivery but across IS. So whenever we're going out to tender for a new piece of infrastructure, we're thinking about the CO2 impact.
Going forward at the next AMP, the fourth bridge will allow us to ensure we have no single points of success. We're not exposed on any of our systems. We're increasing the reliability and availability of core business systems and introduce key systems into IS, including service management, SLAs across the business, new software to manage feedback and help desk calls.
We're really keen to get our guys involved in the communities, so we've sponsored a lot of Just an Hour initiatives this year. We've actively encouraged community involvement from charity side of things. We've had a number of people that have done charity events. The guys do the IS bike ride every year. So yeah, we're really thinking about those things.
Time bridge, this is about customer information and the customer experience, the end customer, the person who's paying the bills, whether they're in the regulated area of the business or whether they're using one of our lodges up at Kilda. We want to maximise the information potential so that we give the best possible customer experience, and that Northumbrian Water, in whatever company you're dealing with, is the retailer of choice. That's what the Time Bridge is about. We selected the Time Bridge because it's an iconic bridge. It's close to our corporate centre as an organisation, and that's where we want our customers to be, at the heart of our business. And IS must provide all of the information and the analytics about customers and enhance the customer experience in everything we do.
Our customers want to communicate with us in so many different ways. They're using mobile technology, there's loads of different media, digital media, and they want to communicate with us through all those means. So we need to be able to respond to that and also manage that kaleidoscope of contact so that the business is efficient, effective and responsive.
So customers can now apply for a meter, they can leave meter readings, they can look at the consumption history, they can pay by debit and credit card, they can also set up a direct debit, they can view their bill and payment history, tell us they're moving home or download a copy of their bill.
In May this year, the government introduced the new water bill, and what that does is makes provision for competition in the non-household sector of the industry. So what that will probably do is create a number of entities within each water group, and for ourselves it would be a wholesale entity, an entity responsible for household retail services, and an entity responsible for non-household retail services. So that means a big change to our systems, in the sense that our systems over the years have become very integrated and efficient in providing those services, and we were on the journey to make them even more efficient. Now what we'll have to do is consider compliance in the competitive world and how we need to separate those systems to provide services to the non-household sector which are compliant with competition legislation. The benefits of the integrated customer system is that when a customer contacts the organisation, our staff have all of the information at their fingertips and can talk about water, wastewater, make appointments, they can talk about billing inquiries, and that provides a great level of service and is also very efficient to the organisation.
The Oresund, it's like the Channel Tunnel equivalent of bridges or the High Speed 2 equivalent of bridges. There isn't really a business case on paper, it's just the right thing to do. The Danish and Swedish governments got together and invested a significant amount of money in joining Malmö and Copenhagen up together. The economic benefits were intangible at the time, but now are there for all to see. Thriving area of Scandinavia as a result of investment in that bridge. We want to take that approach into the way that we work with suppliers, turn the relationship of supplier-buyer into a partnership approach so that we're collaborating as effectively as possible.
The objectives of the Oresund Bridge are to do with partnerships. That's building partnerships with our customer, our supplier and ourselves, so that we can align strategies from the business and from IS. We had a restructure within IS where we introduced the role of business relationship manager. Their role is to work with the business to understand in great detail what their issues are and how we can best align our work and our investment with theirs.
The objectives are about understanding the business needs and developing a procurement strategy which ensures that we have the right sort of contracts in place, whether that be frameworks or sole suppliers, and also the right delivery model, so looking at insourcing, managed service, or a mixture of the two.
The pontoon bridge is a very simple metaphor. It's a mobile bridge. It's at the cornerstone of any IT strategy in any business at the moment, because it's a real game changer for a lot of people, whether it's applications for customers or applications for business users. There's a real aspiration to really maximise these new platforms. So we're talking about mobile desktop, we're talking about mobile phones, what ones do we recommend? We're talking about tablet PCs, we're talking about laptops, we're talking about being able to work from home. The pontoon bridge is something we're tremendously proud of. There's still more to do, but we're racing ahead in that space.
So we've embraced the ADF framework, which is a new development framework. We've talked and worked alongside our Oracle partners, so we've utilised again some of the other bridge, like the Orison Bridge, and their partnerships. And we've created something which is pretty unique in the market.
Today we've deployed a number of applications out to the business, including iProcurement, MyTime, and actually improving the communications through smartphone applications. In the future, there will be certain opportunities within the business to embrace new technologies. One such technology is Microsoft Link. We're looking to try and improve ways how end users can then communicate through certain technologies such as instant messaging, video conferencing and presence. That will then give the business the opportunity to collaborate on documents and work together in a more strategic format.
Tower Bridge is a technology bridge. So this is the bit where the techies can go to town within the IS strategy. So whether it's cloud computing, unified communications, 4G, 3G, all the technical terminology is wrapped up in that bridge. The approach within that bridge is about reducing the cost to maintain technology and improving the overall experience from our technology investments.
Just like Tower Bridge connects London, we're implementing a strategy which tries to connect people through the building blocks of technology. The Tower Bridge has actually evolved over the last 12 months from a real focus on networks and connectivity to a new focus on one which contains all the servers and the infrastructure within the technology area.
One of the key outcomes of Tower Bridge in terms of communication and connectivity is what we've done up at Kielder. So with our strategic partnership with Virgin Media, we've implemented a very resilient high-speed network which allows our leisure facility to really maximise the best of facilities in terms of connecting our facilities and services with our customers.
The Severn Bridge is our approach, how IS maps onto leading asset management as an organisation. This is another hugely important bridge for us as a business. We're an asset-rich and asset-intensive organisation, £1 billion worth of asset investment happening over the next 5 years. How do we make decisions about those assets? What systems do we use to build, operate, maintain and service those assets? There's more than 7. The Severn Bridge metaphor, though, is that it's quite an expensive asset to maintain. It's the most expensive toll bridge in the UK, We want to maximise our return on investment from those assets, invest as efficiently as possible and deliver the best possible service as a result from those assets.
The Severn Bridge programme is hugely important to us as a business. We're already pretty good at asset management, but where we want to go is to become really leading. So in support of our aim to be the national leader in the water industry, what we want to do is make sure that our approach to asset management is the very best it can be as well. If we don't get this right, what will happen is we won't deliver on our results and our sort of drives in the business. So from a point of view of customer service, from a point of view of being efficient, from a point of view of environmental impact, this is absolutely key. IS isn't about IS, it's about the business. At the moment we have a lot of people working really hard, trawling through lots of different databases and spreadsheets to find information. Their time, if we get this right, could be far better spent on analysing and critically analysing the information rather than producing it into a format and a report. So I say this has been a real win if we can get that all together.
So far we've done some work on pre-blueprint where we've consulted the whole business and worked out whether there is a business case for going ahead into a blueprinting phase for leading asset management. The blueprint for leading asset management will be a year-long investigation, a year-long study and analysis of asset information primarily and where it's currently held and how we use it and what we use it for. So one specific example of an asset is a combined sewer overflow or a CSO. We hold asset information about a CSO in a number of different asset systems. The leading asset management blueprint is going to look across those systems, draw the information in together and create a single master record for that asset.
Hangzhou Bay is about employee communication. So whether it's you're in the field and you need to know what job to do next and you want to have information about that job, or whether it's about finding information about the latest award that Northumbrian Water have picked up, or messages from the CEO through Cascade, our corporate intranet, it's about making sure people can access that information from anywhere possible. Before the bridge came into existence, it used to take 4 hours to get there. The Chinese, in their wisdom, thought it's better just to get there quick. Everyone's going to Shanghai. Instead of building a load of networks around the edge of the bay, let's build a bridge that goes across the bay, joins up with the motorway and gets you into Shanghai as quick as possible. And that's what we're trying to do with our information. We're trying to get the right information to the right people at the right time.
One of the things I think has been most impressive from an all-employee point of view has been access to information using Cascade, which is our new intranet. And so under the Hangzhou Bay Bridge programme, to be able to share so much more information about the company, what's happening, whether that's within departments, between departments, as well as corporate information that everybody needs to access. The great thing about Cascade is that it lets people, wherever they are in the company, do their jobs in a much better informed way.
The Field Service Management Programme really started with tackling one of the major challenges, tools for the job. We've still got lots of work to do to improve our sort of desktop user interface experience in some of the offices and at the treatment works. But in the field, this was the real burning platform for us as an organisation. Our directors had heard at a series of roadshows that there was a real backlash around the technology that we'd given people in the field, and we really needed to do something to resolve that.
The journey so far in AMP5 has been primarily around our field-based workers. But Hangzhou Bay Bridge is really about providing access to corporate information to employees wherever they may be.
This is about empowering our people, improving their personal performance, the performance of the corporate assets, and also delivering excellent customer service. Improved asset maintenance and also greater access to asset information from the field will help us to deliver against our measures of success. Two good examples of this could be the reduction in sewer flooding and also a reduction in pollution incidents. The work associated with Hangzhou Bay, going from 2015 through AMP6, will include the replacement of the existing PDAs for those people who have not been covered by the Field Service Management Project. This will ensure that they have and access to job information. They also have access to the supporting systems that they need from the field, which includes email, Outlook, Cascade, and access to the internet, amongst others. We'll also look to further improve employee engagement, welfare and personal development through the enhancement and support of systems such as HR self-service, My Time, time management and possible replacement, and also a lone worker system for those out in the field working by themselves.
The Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco, almost at the heart of Silicon Valley. If we take standard technologies, standard applications, we can focus on how do we get intelligence from those, focus the effort on sort of automation and giving the right information to the right people to make the right decision, whether they are an operator in the field or the chief financial officer. It's about taking away the drudgery that goes into finding information and giving you everything you need to make a fully empowered decision.
Okay, we're bringing all the different systems together in a coherent manner, so we've got data collected properly and then fed through into single systems and single reports, so we can actually look forward more and use it more predictively. So actually converting data to intelligence is going to be key to future developments in the business and getting better and better at what we do.
It's working out what information we need to really support the business, to help Northumbrian Water monitor how it's doing against its outcome commitments, and also using information in the best possible way to improve its performance as well. Previously, while in some areas we'd been able to provide good information, the process of getting that was very manually intensive.
By providing information via a series of dashboards and reports, we can ensure that the right information gets to the right people in a timely manner. We also involve predictive analysis to ensure that we can see problems coming and anticipate issues before they even happen.
At the moment we have a balanced scorecard that's set out around some critical performance indicators for us as an organisation. We'll be moving to a new scorecard with much more interoperability, so people can drill down to further levels. They can find out how their own individual performance affects the overall performance of the organisation. And this concept of intelligence and intelligent systems is something we'll be working towards. The most important message for me is that we are in continuous communication and collaboration with the business to do the right thing for Northumbrian Water and our customers. And it's making sure that we're all joined up, no matter what function of the business you're in, and understanding where the priorities lie in terms of our technology and our information investments as we go through the next AMP and into the future. This very video is being sponsored by some of our SI framework partners, and thanks to our relationship with Oracle and many others. And that's a fantastic example of how we're using supply chain to be more effective in our communication, our collaboration, and have a focused investment of everyone's efforts into being the leading water company and getting there through investment in IS.